Magic moments. Test complete. That was an interesting way of testing for sound, wasn't it? Intro music, you get free. Wow, why do I give music away free? 11 degrees and mostly sunny. Well, thank you, Microsoft, for telling me that. I'm in a very dark room with the curtains mostly drawn. Sorry, welcome. Hey, hi everybody. Forgot what I was doing for a second then when I noticed that in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. Microsoft, why do you want me to know this? Interesting. They obviously think I do, and they think it's popular, so they've put it there. I wonder if it's correct. I'm not going to click on it to find out where I am. Hello, viewer. Good to see you. Good to see you tuning in. Wow, we got a viewer. Amazing Dev. That's what we're doing. Amazing Dev. Today is rendering, because that's where we got up to, I guess. And that is my best guess, because I haven't looked down the board yet. To develop a game from the idea of a maze puzzle with no restrictions, as we decided the restrictions were not allowed. Basic premise is a little diagram. You start at one point and you go to a goal. Very simple game. Or is it? So what did we write down? What did we decide? Let's have a look. Interesting. So I've got some do's and don'ts. Okay, what not to do? Ah, here we go. Alright, so we can do something about that. Yeah, I've really made a mess of where I've placed everything today, so that's not good. Let's try just moving this keyboard a little bit. This is where we're up to. Interesting things happened on the last stream. Not the last stream, but the last stream of this. Or in the previous episode to this, the intro episode to this. We decided to use our game framework, our game engine from Rana, that we've been using all the way through the Game Club, and we found it didn't suit our needs. So today I propose that we throw it away, although we're actually going to keep it at the same time, to use as a yardstick, a milestone, a quality check. And we're going to rewrite our framework, our engine, but to suit this program. And this is where you develop your game engine. This is how you develop a game engine. You don't develop it by sitting down and writing one, because as we found out, it's pretty goddamn useless. Just by inspecting and working out what the engine was doing, we found out that its limitations were so massive that it couldn't do much. Now we get a chance to fix that. But we have these rules. We're not allowed to change the engine, which is where most developers go wrong. They would now go ahead and change the engine to suit our needs. Don't do that. What you do is you rewrite it. Interestingly enough, that's the total outcome of what I'm trying to do anyway. So let's go over, let's find out what's going on over here. Where can I leave this mouse? Somewhere over there. That'll do. Okay, we've got a different mouse. Alright, let's kickstart this up. Is this it? Projects Twitch around Midnight Pro, Sandbox, Amazing Dev. Alright, let's see if it is the correct correct thing. So if I go to Sandbox, I click on File System, Amazing Dev. It is the right thing. That's excellent. I always double check everything because I don't trust a damn thing. Oh, we haven't checked for messages, have we? Updates. Yeah, I better do those. Otherwise I'm going to be in trouble later on, aren't I? How do we do those? Get out of the way a minute, you. Just pop on here. Fraser Sharp, hello. What are you up to? This is where I store all past recordings on YouTube at Fraser Sharp. Oh, we have 35 subscribers. I've never asked for one. Well, thank you to you 35 people. Weird. I never asked for anything. Amazing Dev intro. Okay. Alright, there's something wrong here. We did an experiment. Something's not gone quite right then. Okay. Let's look at that. Someone liked your reply. Awesome, have fun. Well, thank you. That's on the Eve playlist. Wow. I never expected anybody to find that, because the algorithm for searching means you shouldn't be able to find this page unless you're actually looking for this page. Interesting, must have changed the algorithm. Yeah, we're broadcasting, rendering, yeah. This is experiment. Let's try and export it. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's gone. The instructions have gone. We should now be able to pick them up on managed videos. And we can't, so there's something wrong today. Alright, we'll just give. I've got a cup of coffee. Just give it a couple of seconds. Hello, other viewer. We're just updating our storage of everything that we do. And then we're going to do some programming. We're going to do a little bit of programming for the renderer of our game. And it's not going to be difficult because we've already got a renderer coded. Well, we've got the renderer code. And we can show that in. Well, I can show that whilst we're doing this part, can't I? So here we go. The renderer code goes something like that. Hit spacebar to continue. That's the Midnight engine on the left. We are going to program on the right. And to show you that this engine works, that's what it does. There you go. So that's our current. Doesn't have FPS on it for some reason. That never crossed my mind, did it? Everybody likes an FPS for some reason. The code, today's code, is already on GitHub. It's at Fraser Blade Sharp Rana, and it's not on main. It's on GFX Dev. Top left hand corner, GFX Dev. We're actually in a different branch. I don't want to pollute main. There we go. And we are doing amazing dev at the top. This one. So here's all the code that I've got. The working code here is all in here. So you can go grab a copy of it if you want, or look at the code, or just poke around and be nosy. You can do what the heck you like with it. I'm not going to ask for royalties. I don't want any money. Everything's free to use, and that is a contract I make with you. Yes, you. So, back to poking around on YouTube and finding out what the hell's going on. Refresh. Okay, we're going to have to leave it then. So, YouTube's under pressure today. Interesting. What day are we on? Friday? Midday in England? Where would YouTube be in high usage? Or have they brought it down for an update? Ah. I didn't check on updates today, did I? No matter. Rendering. What I'm interested in is the correct mouse. Can we just get that one right out of the way then? So it's got enough leads. Get that one out of the way. Here we go. Sources. This is what I'm interested in. This display output. Let's have a look. I've put this on, so click on it, and it says maze display instead of text display. Okay, so we can control it. But text display goes somewhere. It goes somewhere different. It's a night text output. So what I would like to do is create, we could keep night. Do we want to do this namespacing thing? Not really. So what I'm looking for is something called night text output. And what we want to do is create a maze output. Okay, I think we can do that. So then we can link this here under class in here. That's cool. Alright, so it's not there. Ah. So under source we need app implementation. Let's generate that. Let's generate the structure of our project a little bit more. So we're in Rana still. We're actually developing Rana as we speak. Wow, this is weird. There's amazing dev. So under source, we've got app core. We want app implementation. There it is. under app implementation, I would like app output. There we go, done that. And in here, we want a copy of text output. Alright, where will we find that? We'll find that in Midnight. Which is here. There we go, done. So we've now got two files to add. Well, we've got a directory to add. So let's add app output to our sandbox. Add existing directory. It doesn't seem to have picked up. Ah, there it is. There we go. So it clicks all of those. Okay, so I'll do. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. No, it's not. It doesn't matter. It might matter, but I'm hoping it doesn't. So, let's have a look. Can I rename that? Yes, I can. I want to put maze output. Okay. So I said yes. We've now got maze output and maze output. So what we have to do here is change text into main. Maze. Like that. I like the way it's done it the old-fashioned way. I like that idea. I'll copy that. And we'll go through this file and paste. Nothing else here. That's interesting. We should not be getting those. What have I done wrong? Oh, we've still got this namespace, haven't we? Let's get rid of the namespace. Spotted it. There's your problem. Thank you. That's looking okay. That's looking very good. There we go. I think we're done. That will compile. So to double check, we'll do a compile. It's done it. Everything compiles. Our application's fine. Alright. Lovely. A successful copy and paste, basically. And we've got all of this lot. So everything's okay here. Maze output, we've got an initialize, set position move, reconstruct output and scene. It only uses QPlain text edit. A scene is 80 by... Ooh. Ah. Right. There's a problem. And the first thing that I can see as a problem here is that Q string. We've got magic numbers. We've only just done stuff about magic numbers. We've actually got magic numbers in the header. Oh. So that's the first thing we have to pull out. At least we're starting with gold code, so it's not going to be difficult to do. We don't want our scene to be 80 by 20. Let's be honest. So what's that? That is line width, isn't it? Let's just put in some hash defines. Let's start doing the programming. Let's get rid of anything that we don't like. What we're going to call this? Scene width. Currently at 80. Scene height. Currently at 20. So I'm not trying to alter things, I'm just trying to get things in some kind of order that we can work with. And of course, when you get magic numbers, collect them all together. So you can look at what kind of data we want to pass into this kind of thing. This is basically the data we want to be passing in to our maze output. It's when this gets set is when it is first called. Ooh. Right. So 20, I told you that should have been 80. So 20 is scene height, 80 is scene width. So we can now do scene height. I can't remember why I changed it to 79. Because something weird was going on? No, because I'm an idiot. At least we're actually correcting the code at the same time. Wow. Alright, so it's told me I got it wrong. There you go. X goes up, X goes in there, yeah. That doesn't make sense. The X value is scene width. Oh. Darmy. Yeah, it's scene width. And it's -1. There we go. Alrighty, so that bit's okay. Oh, we've done it again down here, have we? So we didn't want to go, oh, I got you. So that's scene height. I think I've got that top one wrong now. That was a 79. So we're not correcting, we're just altering. Good. I can remember what the problem was now. It's the... where do you put this? Actually on the 79th, because the 80th doesn't actually exist. Scene XY blah blah. Then he comes through. Yeah, that's right. Okay, just double checking myself. Current, yeah. Dirty, yeah. Why, sorry. This is height. Width again, -1. Okay, because we need a space left over for you. That's correct, because it's a less than, and there's no equal sign there. That's correct. Lovely. Alright, so we've corrected everything, and now that is spot on. We have no magic numbers. What do we want to deal with first? Well, that's the output. So if we call the output we'll need to call it from somewhere else. Alright, so I don't want to be dealing with these numbers at this point in time. There you go, choice made already. What I would prefer to do though is make it 10 by 10. So I'm going to put you to 10 by 10. See what happens. Now I can alter my width and my height at will just by altering two variables here, and it'll go through the whole code and replace all the numbers for me. That's why the hash defines there. Right, so that's our maze output, is it? Yep, looks like it. It needs to be altered because we've still got these. So the code will have to change. Maybe here. Actually, not maybe here, but definitely here. I think our initialization should tell us what this is. Because that was one of the things we couldn't change about the original Midnight, is that we couldn't change this. So if I were to do that, we couldn't do this. Oh, right. Here's the thing. This is an array. Hello there, Polyglot. Thank you. Good to see you, actually. Good to see you along. As I wrestle with the first question of what to do with scene. Currently, scene is an array. And when you're programming with an array, when you compile your program, before you even use it, you have to compile your program. The compiler needs to know the size of that array so it can reserve enough memory or ask. There's a special way of doing it. It adds up all the memory usage you're going to require and puts it in a special place that will then ask the operating system for that memory when you start the program. So the operating system wants to know what resources you require to run your program. And one of the caveats there is we need to know these two numbers when we run the program. So if I make these variable, we can't use an array. What can you use? There's the question. What I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that an array is a static, pre-known, non-variable in size. What we need is a non-static or varying amount of memory which we would then have to request whilst we are running the program. We'd have to request that memory from the operating system. And that's why people don't like doing this varying memory, because when you request it from the operating system when you're running the program, it slows your program down because you're then relying on the operating system to talk to you. God help us all. So you can see that the two structures, or the two ideas, are completely different ends of the programming scope. From one end where you know what's going on, to the other end where you've got no idea what's going on. So what's a variable array, or varying array? What would that be called? We could resize this. Can we resize arrays? Oh, we might be able to get around it without using a different construct, or what they call a container. So an array is a container. That's the classical name for it. To me, it's just a structure. Something I can throw around in my head. Oh, Polyglot. There was something I watched yesterday. What was it? Is P equal to Pn? It was very interesting. It was from the Royal Institute in London. Did make me think. Yeah, I think you can resize an array. Let's try that out. Let's set this to 1. Let's set this to 1. At which point everything should start screaming. Well, it won't, will it? It will. There we go, it's already started to scream. So we're going to need 2 extra lines in our initialization. Or just 1. I don't know. I've never tried this before. I don't usually do it this way. Okay. I use a different container. Scene. Dot. Oh. Maybe not a dot then. Scene. Arrow. Nothing. These are just Q strings. Press F1. Can we resize them? Should be able to. Operator, append. Arguments. What about resize? Contains. Count. Begin and end. Front. Index. Insert. Push back, push front, begin, remove. Remove LF. Okay. Line feed, maybe. I don't know. Ah, here we go. Sets the size of the string to size characters. So it's possible. But we don't have a one-dimensional array. And we can append a certain character string as well at the same time, which doesn't matter to us. Hello X, yeah, okay. It just says +10. This is one long line, isn't it? Oh. Complicated. Will this work? This is actually a string which is x times y in length. So to get this to work, we would need a scene. It's a string, isn't it? So it's a pointer. Resize. To scene width. Times scene height. Let's have a look at how they do it. That's what I'm basically trying to do. Okay. They're just using dot. Is not a structure or union. Memory location of this is there. That would be a memory location. Ah, I'm right about that. Semantic issue, cannot take the address. Change block to that. So you can't take the address. That's legal. But if that's legal, how do you know your width? You're cheating on me, aren't you? You've got variables in there which I need to set. That would only set that part. You would have to resize each one. Starting at 0 and go down each one of the Y's. And you can only do the width. So that's the correct. The trouble is, we need that for each line. I'll only do a couple. Like that. So we have this. How many do we need to do? It's interesting how you program these things, if you want my opinion. How you work out how to program them. It's the working out of what the hell to do is the problem. Not anything to do with the solution. The solutions are obvious. We don't need those two now, do we? We only need the one. But how many do we need? We don't need the brackets either. It's a single command. Interestingly, it's a single command. Wow. But here it doesn't know its array index. How do we set the height? That's going to run over. Well, we have a maximum height, don't we? We could request more memory than we actually need. Ooh. What I think we have to do is start at 0, 0. No, you can't. You have to increase the size or the Y direction by 1 each time. It will do the first part, it will go through the loop once, and then it's going to give you a sig fault, is what I'm trying to say. On the second time through, Y goes out of bounds. So how do you put Y in bounds to start off with? As we're using resize, we're not using add size. I can see a lot of horrible problems coming from that. I don't like the solution. The reason I don't like the solution is not because you can't do it, it's because it's going to get bloody messy. Why have messy code? Nothing else here is messy. Everything's straightforward. So why would we suddenly dump this piece of messy code in here? So we need a new container. To store our scene. That's the first thing. So I've discovered that. That's width, isn't it? Okay. That corrects our code. That corrects that. So we're going to need a new container. That's something to think about. So we didn't know this when we wrote the initial Midnight code. I'll call myself Blades today. There we go. That looks okay. So, containers. C++ containers. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we can do. It doesn't look as though I'm going to get as much done as I thought. C++ containers. What do we got? Array vector queue forward list stack hold on a minute. Let's think about that. Well, a vector is variable. But how do you get an XY vector? Does QList have the same problem? No, it doesn't. Oh. Oh. Aren't we using QList elsewhere? Headers will do better, I think. No, it's still using QString here. We're using QVector, which is the same as QList. So that should be changed to QList, not QVector. Ooh. Alright, that's that done. Are we set to continue then? Is maze output okay now? It is. What's the constructor look like? Empty. So we can use it. Let's use it. That's going to be an interesting way of doing things. Source app oh, we've got the titles there. I don't want to get rid of this information up here in case you want the code. That's the starting code for today, not the finishing code. I want to tie this into blah 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 our other stuff. Let me just check our include paths. That was done for Qt. That's a hack. that's what that's about. So let's note that down. Maze output has been added. And that's the correct implementation of that. So if I take that, I'm just going to copy that. I think it's the header I need. We're about to find out. So on this right hand pane, I want to promote to. Oh, that didn't happen very well, did it? Promoted class name and the header file. So it's maze output. That's the class name. That's that global include. I don't know. Add. That's what we want to do. Promote. Let's have a look at the changes we've made. So that now says it's a class maze output. Can it find it? Compiler output. Oh look, my bottom line's in the right place today. Weird. Have I given it everything correct? Will it run? Yes, it runs. That's now maze output. That's the file we've just made. There's no output because we haven't told it to do anything. Registry of output device equals true. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome to the Midnight Sandbox. Oh, very clever of me. And everything still works. Good. So we now have a file that gives us output, which is not in the Midnight Engine. It's in our app. So Midnight Engine's on the left, our app on the right. Good. We can get rid of you. We now have output. Good. So we need to trigger this output. So we need to initialize it. Who initializes the output? Who would hold the output? So this is an implementation, so whoever does it is in the core. We know that. So it's going to be application, I guess. What's in your core? Oh, we've got utilities. So it's midnight.h. We don't have an output here. Oh, do we? We have a text output. So what we're going to need is a reference to our output, or app output. So we're going to need this here. And that's going in Midnight. Okay, well, we're not going to be using midnight.h for this. Alright, so if we just get rid of you a second. And we can only use this within our application. Here. This output becomes maze output. And this becomes maze output. Like that. Use of undeclared identifier. Oh, we can sort that out. Hash include. And it's within our program. Source. Then it'll be app. Implementation. Then it will be app. App output. And then it will be maze output. Lovely. No template for ref. Ooh. We can get that from Night Common. Why is Night Common not giving us a reference? Oh, of course, we're outside of night. So it's N-I-G-H-T. Colon, colon. There you go. Sorted. Awesome. We now have a maze output, which means we need to initialize it. But we don't initialize it. The UI initializes it, doesn't it? Midnight, are you doing something weird here? MC initialize, on update, register output. Ah ha ha! You see, this is what I was thinking. We actually register the output here. We're going to need a new engine. Because I don't think we should have the variable that I've just done in there. Ooh. I thought that was going to happen. We're not going to do a new engine just yet. Because I don't think we have to. We might be able to get away with just using the application window. So this has to go to a null pointer. I think we can manage that. And then we need to register it, because it's being developed by the UI, not us. Alright. How are we going to do that? So order matters. Everything that we do has to go before connect. Actually, I want to keep the timer together with that. Okay. So we're going to initialize the engine first, and then we're going to do our game stuff here. There we go. It was easy to do, wasn't it? We did put it at the bottom, didn't we? Please tell me I put it at the bottom. Yeah, I did. Which means I can plug it as long as it goes after whatever we've done here, it's fine. That'll do. So, we need our variable. So it's just that. So that's our variable. Run on update. Where are we assigning it, please? Quick look through. Output text display, yeah, that's fine. Here we go. Midnight register output UI text display. Right, so we could switch off one and switch on the other. We are going to have to copy the whole of Midnight, aren't we? Yeah, we are. We need two separate displays. I'm more worried about this focus thingy. This governs your key pressing. I'm more worried about that than I am this. Okay, so we're going to need a second interface. Our first interface, our second interface, yeah. So we're going to need m_game engine. No, it's not going to be night : : It's just going to be game engine. Okay, let's get a game engine going. It's going into app core. So core. It's these two files here. And it's going in here. So, do what we did before. Add existing files from source, core, U, shift, U, open. There they come up, yeah. Okay. Save all files, please. Otherwise this gets a bit messy. Let's just close everything down so we can focus on one thing at a time. Don't care about red numbers and stuff. Whatever you want to put in there, you can do. I don't care, QT. How are we doing? Right, we now have something called midnight.h. So I'm going to go with midnight.cpp. And I'm going to rename you. to game engine. Yes, I want to rename that file as well. Yep, thank you for your version information. And now we have GameEngine.h. And look at what it's doing here. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So don't want to change anything here just yet. I just want to change the name to Game Engine. I also want to take the namespace off you, because this is no longer midnight. This is midnight 2. But look what happens as soon as I do that. Everything breaks. That's wonderful. Okay, we're alright there. We can see now how namespaces work, how it protects your code. And this is a perfect example of why you would use a namespace. Okay, I'm happy with all of that. We are going to have to remove all the includes, aren't we? Yeah, we are. QObject can stay. Night common can stay. All of that lot disappears. It's useless to us. Okay. I'm not taking it out just yet, though. So, yeah, get out of the way, you. So, Game Engine. Let's get Game Engine done first of all. V, yeah, Control V. Wherever it says midnight. And that's the only place. We never did a destructor. Interesting. Let's open the other file to it. So it's Game Engine. There we go. And it's going to say, yeah, unknown type names. Yeah, I know there is. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. It's as though Qt panics, which I always find a bit weird. Oh, namespaces. Take you out. Think. Bye. Bye. That's better. That gets rid of that. And we just go down doing that. So the easiest way to fix everything funnily enough is to do that. Take everything that's not right. Is it Control / on here? Yes, it is. Scene initialize. Do we have a scene? Interestingly, it seems we do. That's worrying. Yeah. Let's not worry about it. A rendering system. We don't have one of those yet. We don't need to change the ECS system. Register output is what we're trying to do now. Taking everything else out. Alright. Let's go back and see how bad Game Engine is. Alright, so I've got all of these. Unknown type name. Yeah. Let's get rid of those. Let's... what just happened? Oh, I see. I wanted to do... just drag that down, didn't I? Just remove everything there. So I've got a couple of things here that are unknown. Which means they are being given by these header files. Okay. Well, text output is maze output. We know that one. We just made it. I'll leave it as output. I don't really care what it's called. QKey event. I'm interested that I'm not sure why that's like that. Who puts this in? Oh, the movement system does. I'm not sure that we'll be modifying that. Or the basic rendering. Well, for now... do that. And we need maze output, which is... oh, hours. Which is replacement for that. App output. This is now maze output. So that's the replacement for that line. Oh look, everything works. Right, we've got a header file. How are we doing in here now? So we're okay up to there. That is maze output. That works. M output. Is that one. So we're putting it to a null pointer, that's fine. I've typed maze. Yeah, you're fine. Use of undeclared, yeah, okay. Put you to a maze. Why are we referring to it twice? Oh, that's create ref. Gotcha. We're still right in here. We are. Wow. Go away. No template named ref. That's correct, there isn't. So that is night. Colon. That puts you back correct. Here it's night. Colon. Whoa, go away. Night. Colon. That works perfectly well. We've now got this text view variable, which is output initialize. And this is going to be our maze view, isn't it? I'll just leave it as text view. I don't see any point in changing the name just for the sake of changing the name. Alright, register output now works. Set player position. How do we get that to work? Well, we need a position component. We need the ECS system. The ECS system is here. It's not internal either. The components. We've just got a player. Camera, scene, rendering and movement. That's all we've got. Alright. How you doing over here? Position component. Well, NIGHT. Position component. There it is. We need mPlayer to get the position. And this is a player class. I'm not interested in the player class right now. Alright, we haven't got a player. Well, it's going to be night, colon player. Where's our player? Where are you hiding out? Where did you come from? Mobiles? Probably. So introduce mobiles. It's not in our source code. So anything that's not in our source code, I'm going to put angle brackets on. Everything that is in our source code, I'm going to put in quotes. Just so that I know what's what. Oh, player does exist now. Good. We found that one. We have to define it. What do we define it as? Here we go. We define it as a night. Create ref. Oh, I don't like it when he does this to me because I can't see what I'm doing. Night. Player. We need a scene. Well, that makes sense. Really, that does make sense. So let's have a scene. I don't think our first window is going to work anymore, is it? No, it's not. I'd have to duplicate all of these variables, which I'm not really wanting to do. That's a shame. We'll see. I'll think about that one. Do I want to keep the left-hand window working whilst the right-hand window's working? That's a lot more work than just making the right-hand window work. Good point. Why would I want to do that? Because I can? That's probably not a very good idea. This is one of the things I don't like about Qt, that it stops me from knowing what I'm typing or where I'm typing. Just double checking myself that I've got those two right. We have. Alright, we're running out of red markers. M movement system. That's the next thing we want to put in. That's you. We'll need an include for that. We'll use angle brackets. It's not ours. So just step by step, removing the red marks, the errors. That's all we're doing. Nice and gently does it. We should have a movement system up here somewhere. Oh, it's the first one. That's handy. Because of the way C++ works, it's very easy to know where to look. To find your variables and what we need to alter. So it's just the M output. We've got M output. What's wrong with that? Oh, move player. We have to move. Our move player won't accept our output. Why? Because it's called something different. So So our movement system is not going to work in this situation. I'm not honestly too bothered about that right now. Unused parameter event. Tough. It's a warning, not an error. We've done it. We now have a game engine. A brand new game engine with exactly the same code in. So now we can use this game engine in our application. But notice the rendering system. Camera doesn't matter. Scene. Will that work? Yeah. We don't have a rendering system, that's not going to work. And that means update isn't going to work either. Yeah, update doesn't work. That's the bit that we're working on, and that's why we're working on it first. Because it's the only part of this that we haven't got. Everything else we now have. That's interesting. Very little has changed at this initial stage. All we've done is we are trying to change this one variable. So we're going to have to redo the whole of the rendering system. Well, I think we're going to have to do every single file in Midnight is going to be transferred over one at a time as we bring it in to the new paradigm shift of actually running a game. Rather than just being a game engine, it's going to be running a game. And there's a big difference. You can be a game engine that can't run a game. It's an interesting thought, but that's what we've got and what we've proved we've got. So, that's how we're going to do it. That's 1.5 hours, I think, of coding. Well, an hour. I haven't got any coffee. What do you think? Do you think that's good? Do you think that's a good start place for us? Working out what M output is. It's going to change the whole of the rendering system. That's the first thing. It also means we cannot, or we can no longer, we may be able to, just one sec. At this point in time, we've got the two entangled, haven't we? Midnight is still entangled within our code for Sandbox. So at this point in time, it caused problems. We would have to finish the code first before we ran it. Have we got any errors? Yeah, we have. What does our program do? Well, exactly the same as it's always done. We haven't changed it. That's good. So at this level, the application window, we haven't changed anything. But we now have the start of a game engine. A real game engine that can accept, well, will be able to accept the parameters that we dictate. We've spotted what the faults are in the game engine that we designed, and we can now redesign the original game engine and make everything happy. I wonder. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We're going to find out. What I do need, though, is probably some kind of drink or a cup of coffee or something. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. I think that's a yeah. Let's go and put the kettle on. Time to think. So you've just encountered how much work's involved. What we could do is transfer all of the files over and then do the programming. That would not be a good idea. Because there may be files we don't touch. So it'd be pointless and extra work to transfer them over. We can only do what we need to do, not what we think we need to do. That's where you get the problems. Right. Be right back. I'm just going to go and put the kettle on. Oh yeah, and there's no more code from here on. I've done my code for the day. Everything's working properly. So I'm happy with that. Just in case you're just interested in the code, if you want to switch off the video, whatever you can do. So let's commit it. From midnight. To the game code. A better rendering system than we already have. That's basically what we've done today. I mean, you can go ahead and complete the project. I don't mind you doing that. But I just wanted to show how I go about it. That's what this is about. It's not about the code, really, at the end of the day. It's about the thought process and how I would approach this so that I don't waste my time. Let's give you this code as it stands. Make a cup of coffee. Blah de blah 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 blah. Rendering part 1. Push. Go with splat. Yeah. Yeah. That's gone with splat. That's here now. I'll go make that coffee. So this part of the video is, or the stream is about you, well, people asking questions and stuff, but I don't have that many viewers, so that's not going to happen. What can we do with this extra time? There is a way to stop that, but I don't want to use it. Why doesn't it pick up on the issue? Weird. I've never seen that before. Weird. So yeah, we have started a new game engine. Well, not a new game engine, an old game engine, but in a new light, in a new way, a paradigm shift. And this is how you make things better. It will converge your code to be the most useful code eventually. The more games you develop with your initial code, the better it will become. And it's, can you do that? Can you stop writing your Midnight code and start writing your game? Where do you draw that line? Where do you decide, hold on a minute, am I doing this right? And obviously you're not. Because if you sit down and you start writing a game engine, the last thing you're going to do is make it useful. Because you don't know how to make it useful. Unless you know how to write games completely, and you have a lot of experience of writing games before you write a game engine. And a lot of people will always write the game engine first. And that will then restrict what game they can create. And they are self-imposing restrictions upon themselves. Whereas in this case, I've just thrown together a game engine called Midnight, which does one thing, and it does it very well, to a very good standard of code, and then we found it's useless. But we have the gold code. We have the foundations of a very, very, very good game engine. So what did we actually write initially? A framework is the answer. The difference between a framework and a game engine is a framework hasn't been used. It's an idea. It's got nothing to do with the size of the code base. Coffee. Ooh. Cool. No updates today. I'll just double check whilst we're here. I like it when it gives that kind of message. There we go. 7 minutes ago, we now have more source files. App implementation, app outputs come up. Good. It's all working nicely. I like things when they work nicely. I'm not doing any more today. Not on code anyway. Got too much other stuff to do. Life is getting busy. Time, unfortunately. So this is part 1. Let's get this damn keyboard out of the way. Oh, it's a relief to get that keyboard out of the way. So that's part 1. It's an interesting place to start rendering, because rendering is what your game engine is most likely to do the most of. So it's the biggest area to tackle. It's also the area that you're going to have to change the most. I wonder why I chose rendering then, and not something else like the player not being a P. I think I chose rendering because we have got those two individual halves to the screen. But now we've got different renderers for the left and the right hand side. All we have to do is get the right hand side one working. To some degree anyway. I think we can go with that. Definitely. Anything else I want to do? Yes, I wanted to check on what the hell was going on with YouTube, didn't I? Have they blocked me? YouTube? What is going on? Oh, Zombie Killer 4. Hey, cheers, dude. Thanks for the follow. On Twitch as well. Wow. I didn't realise that anybody would be interested in this stuff, but if you are, you are, I suppose. I've got no mail through saying my upload has succeeded. So something's going on with YouTube today. Breaking news. And I don't understand why I'm getting views. Hope I haven't broken my YouTube with what I've said in the past. Ooh. Because I do disagree with a lot of things that go on in the industry. Well. Can't make progress without cracking eggs. So nothing's showing. So I've got nothing to hide. I mean, if anybody wants to hack all of this, they can do. I don't really care. I'm only doing this as a record of what I've done before so I can remember stuff. Magic Numbers came up with 4. What? Modular programming was... That's weird. So if you're making programs about programming, look at the Magic Numbers thing and look at the modular programming example and copy those 2 kind of videos and you'll do well on your YouTube channel, it looks like. For me, not trying to be successful. I don't want anybody's money. I'm just wondering where my videos are uploading to. I've got a feeling it could be Twitch that's the problem. Right. Don't need to carry on with that. That's okay. I think that's it then. Nothing in chat. Good. I'm going to leave you to it. And drink me coffee and relax, and then I'm going back to the Royal Institute and I'm going to look up some more physics. Yeah, I like physics. I don't agree with what they say, but that's got nothing to do with it. The fact that they have these lectures, pretty good. Whether you agree with them or not, it doesn't matter. They exist. Take care, peeps. For everybody that's popped by, thank you. For people who might want to pop by, it's usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday for any broadcasts I do. Starting around about noon, midday. British summertime are we on? I don't know. I don't keep track of things like that. But that's the idea. Take care. Have fun.